Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, guys. I got some good news. I got some breaking news, okay? It's good to know that in this messed up economy, okay, that not everybody's job application submission process is going in vain because the LA Sparks have just announced they have a new head coach. From BleacherReport.com, headlines Cameron Brink Sparks hire Lynn Roberts as the head coach ahead of the 2025 WNBA season. The Los Angeles Sparks have their next head coach. Los Angeles announced Tuesday it hired Lynn Roberts as head coach. The position was vacant because the Sparks and former head coach Kurt Miller mutually agreed to part ways after the 2024 campaign. First and foremost, Lynn's leadership and integrity stand out, General Manager Reagan Pebley said in the team's announcement. Her ability to partner with players while creating a winning culture will translate as we continue our path towards championship contention. Lynn has a dynamic and forward-thinking offensive mind, and her up-tempo style fits perfectly with the way we want to play. We love how she maximized her talent at Utah in one of the nation's strongest conferences. We are honored to welcome Lynn and her family to Los Angeles. Los Angeles is in the middle of a rebuild and was just 8 for 32 last season. That's ridiculous. Guys, they only won 8 games last season. Again, it's only 40 games in total in the WNBA, which will all change next season. It will go to 44 games, but dang. Imagine you didn't even hit the double digits. At least I can say my Chicago Sky, okay, as skyscraper fans, we won 13 games, okay? So that's our little, rub it in moment. But while that was the worst record in the WNBA, it also dealt with a number of injuries throughout the campaign. In all, the Sparks started 13 different players with only De'Erica Hamby, Rakia Jackson, and Kia Nurse starting more than half the games. That's crazy. Why is everybody so injury prone? I know that's because women, our bodies, our bodies are not as durable, I guess, as men when it comes to like physical performance. That's why they're stronger than us, of course. But they say female athletes are more prone to ACL tears, which is crazy. That's terrible. It says the most notable injury was number 2 overall draft pick Cameron Brink, who suffered a torn ACL. What I tell y'all, okay, and was limited to just 15 games. Having a healthy Brink back in the rotation should elevate expectations during Roberts' first season at the helm. Hopefully, we get to see Cameron Brink back next season, like at the top of the next season. As soon as the first game kicks off in mid-May of the 2025 WNBA season, Cameron has got to be back on that court for the Sparks. It says Roberts has found plenty of success at the college level and led Pacific for 9 seasons from 2006 to 2015 and Utah for the last 10 campaigns. She was the 2012 through 2013 Big West Coach of the Year, 2014 through 2015 Coach of the Year, and 2022 through 2023 Pac-12 Coach of the Year. Okay, so she has won multiple coach awards. That's a good sign. Life. Before this, I have not heard of this woman not once. It says the Utes were 9 for 21. I mean, just slightly better, right? In 2014 through 2015, the season before Roberts took over and developed one of the best programs in the country by the end of her tenure. Okay, so she turned the Utes' horrible season around as soon as she took over for the head coach position. They went to each of the last 3 NCAA tournaments and advanced to the Sweet 16 in 2023. Their offense stood out the most, as the Sparks announcement highlighted. The past 3 seasons, Roberts' teams have displayed historic efficiency, ranking number 1 in the nation in field goal attempts from beyond the three-point line and at the rim, 2nd in overall offensive rating, and 3rd in effective field goal percentage, it said. Collectively, these squads rank 5th among all D1 schools, and three-pointers made across the last 3 campaigns. Los Angeles fans will surely love to see the type of offensive efficiency on display as the team takes the next step and eyes potential playoff runs in the future. Roberts will be introduced during a Thursday press conference. So there we have it, guys. Again, it's a good turnaround, right? We had the bumps and bruises. Everybody was getting fired starting late September. At least 6 out of the 12 coaches, and then Stephanie White, again, she was just one out of that 7 out of the 12 who left the Connecticut Sun, and she voluntarily went to the Indiana Fever. But everybody else was fired. Okay, they can try to pretty it up and say, we parted our ways. They decided to leave. Listen, everybody else and that the WNBA head coaches that were let go from the jobs, they were fired, right? So again, the LA Sparks, they just hired Miss Lynne Roberts. Again, they just hired Miss Lynne Roberts for the LA Sparks as the head coach. Again, she has enough coaching experience when she was coaching women's basketball in Utah. Again, she won at least 3 coach awards. So again, that shows a good sign and good promise. She said that she wants to, prioritize offense for the LA Sparks, which is that's the history that she has as a coach. She prioritizes offense, and honestly, the Sparks need that. This is very interesting that they decided to go with a woman as a head coach, because I remember somebody in my comments once I had announced Tanisha Wright, of course, Teresa Weatherspoon, Latricia Trimmel, who was the head coach of Dallas Wings. She said it's so awful that all of these women are losing their jobs, right? Because only Kurt Miller he was the only male WNBA coach, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry, Eric Thibault. He was the former head coach of the Washington Mystics. But as you can see, the ratio, it was like 4 women got fired for the 2 men. And then the women who got fired, a lot of them, their jobs were replaced by male coaches. And a woman in my comments said, like, it's very awful to see, like, a women's league, the WNBA, seems like the male coaches are going to outnumber female coaches. And she was like, that's not right. I feel like, they should allow women to just coach women. And again, like, I understand where she's coming from, but at this point, I say regardless of your race, gender, sexuality, whatever, religion, your your first world language, whatever you want to call it, I'm all about whoever is going to be the best coach for each team. They should be given the chance. But at the same time, I would like to see more women as acting as head coach roles, whether that be WNBA or the NBA. Right? The NBA, it still hasn't happened yet. Right? Now, that's particular because we have many male head coaches in the WNBA, but not none. Okay, in the NBA as head coaches. Becky Hammon came close. She was the first female assistant coach for the NBA, and she just did an interview. It was really good. I believe at the shop, and she's like, I'm not begging for a job. If you guys want me, come and get me. She was like, you know what? I would love to be a head coach for the NBA, but she's like, I'm not going to beg anybody. I know who I am. I know my, qualifications, my, my requirements, what's acquired of me, what I will acquire and require of my employer. And she was like, it is what it is. Y'all want me? Come get me. Okay. Give me a fair shake, a good salary, some good benefits, and we can see something shake. Again, it was always interesting to me. Like, if you look at the WNBA, I think I made this comment months ago. I'm like, when you think about it, the teams who are headed by female head coaches, I believe they do a bit better than teams headed by male coaches. So look at Nate Tibbetts of the Phoenix Mercury. They just suck, in my opinion. I can't believe they were the 6th seed. Of course, Eric Thibault, the Washington Mystics, they suck for real. They was like the 10th, 11th seed. And who else? I think it's one more WNBA team that could be led by a male head coach. I'm not sure. Maybe that is those two. Was it just of course Kurt Miller, he just got fired, right? The LA Sparks, we all know they suck. So again, to me, it doesn't seem as though again, not saying that they can't, right? Again, a good coach is a good coach, but right now in this past 2024 WNBA season, it seems like the women on these teams they fare better with a female head coach. I'm not sure, guys. Comment down below if your thoughts about that between when it comes to male versus female head coaches and its effects. A lot of times, it goes back to the sexist, misogynistic belief that, women can't lead. Apparently, we can't even lead other women. This should never be, of course, they love to say, like, women can never lead a man. That's why they said, it's a reason why they'll never be, and they should never be, head coaches in the NBA. But I'm like, if you have a woman such as Becky Hammon, who has shown she got 2 championships as a head coach, she has an amazing resume as a professional basketball player. You mean to tell me, like, she can't, set up plays for men to win, games in the NBA and lead them to a championship? Literally lead and guide, instruct, and teach them to a championship, all because she's female. Again, I just don't agree with that. Again, I understand people have their own personal beliefs, their own, identity, the way that they grew up. But again, to me, it's always been silly that women can't lead. Like, again, like, I'm not trying to make this into a sexist rant or, go off topic, but this is about head coaches, male versus female in the WNBA, because I have seen this topic come up quite a lot in my comments. And again, I believe that, again, this is my opinion, just from looking at the women around me. Again, I'm in the military, growing up, being raised by a woman, my mom, my aunts, cousins. If you just look at the economy here in America, women, we are graduated, we're number 1 in law school, we're number 1 in medical school, right? We're becoming doctors, lawyers, attorneys, district attorneys, judges. We're outpacing our male counterparts. It's been studied that female students do better overall than male students. We actually, like, overall, be it math class, science, social studies, female students outperform their male students. And then I've seen, like, many arguments saying, that's because school is not conducive to boys and their unique learning needs, their unique learning environment experiences. They always have female teachers. But it's like, if that was true, again, because for so long, again, I don't want to go into a rant, I'm getting kind of long here, but for so long, women were literally banned from education. It was seen as masculine to read a book. Now, women, we actually read more books than men. It's just crazy how, after, like, the feminist movement, or whatever you want to call it, women's suffrage, things have just completely reversed. Like, now it's seen as feminine to read books. But men, literally, like, back in the day, like, Aristotle, all the philosophers, all they did was read and write books. Now it's like men don't want to read anymore. It's like, what's really going on, right? So again, I'm just saying all this to say that women literally show up and show out in this world, all around this world, every day, and we lead, okay? Women are leaders. If you ask me, again, If you just look at the traits of femininity, even traditional femininity, and again, just look at just ask yourself an honest question. Look at the women in your everyday life, be it your female cousins, your sisters, your mother, your aunts, your grandmother. Are they not leaders at all? Are they not leaders? Of course they are. I believe that women can lead a basketball team to a championship, be it the NBA or the WNBA. Again, shout out to Miss Lynne Roberts. She is now the official head coach of the Los Angeles Sparks, guys. Let's see what she can do for the upcoming 2025 WNBA season.